And we are live with 3 minute and an opinion, right? But right now it's just one man and an opinion. I had Brian on. He somehow just dropped off, and oh wait, he's back.
I'm back.
Yes, you're back. And
I
I
was,
was
I
just
was
saying we're
trying to
live.
fix the picture crap.
Yeah, okay.
So
Well, it's just gonna be the two of us, and I started singing just the two of us. We could make it if you try.
I think I dropped at the right time.
Yeah, and he dropped off right as I was doing that. So I was like, "Wow, was it that bad?" I mean, it wasn't that bad,
Technically,
was it?
yeah.
It was that bad?
Have you ever heard your own singing
No,
outside of your head? Okay,
I
then
specifically
watch
avoid the radio when I'm on the radio.
watch this video when you're done, and you'll understand.
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
So you'd rather subject all of us to it rather than you having to subject yourself to it.
Look, I can't stand the sound of my voice when I'm not seeing my face at the same time. It's one of those things. I just can't stand the sound of my voice. Period. Whether it's singing or not.
Okay.
So, just one of those things.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. So it's been almost a month since we last met, or since we last had a show. What's going on?
Is it? Fuck if I know. Not much.
Yeah, I
Not much
mean,
at all.
not much. There's nothing much going on with gaming at all. It's kind of a lull
Well,
period.
did we talked about the last time we talked about the Game Pass stuff, right?
Yes, we did.
So yeah, so that's I don't think there's been much, at least Xbox wise, since then.
Well, same thing with PlayStation. Well, PlayStation dropped a game called Shadow of the Colossus, which is basically a remake.
Yeah,
And
that's been out.
I'm very tempted to pick that up. It looks like a good game. I never played that game before, so it looks interesting.
Yeah. Oh, what was it? What was it that just got announced yesterday? There's a remake of
Burnout Paradise.
Burnout Paradise. That's right. Because obviously we'd rather buy re play the same games again than new ones.
EA doesn't want to spend the money on a new game when they could just do an old game and push out for another $60.
I guess. I think that's gonna start to bite them though.
Oh, it's already started to bite them. If you don't, we talked about this. I think kind of not maybe the last time, but the time before. But we talked about how the Battlefront 2 was a disaster because of loot crates. Well, Disney's thinking about pulling their contract with EA.
Right, right. And speaking of Battlefront, that was the other thing. It was what was it? It was Microsoft on their has the digital copy of Battlefront 2. It's marked down to was marked down to like $25.
Really?
Yeah, let me
Is that still valid?
I think I saw that the other day. And I've got the money in my account. I was thinking about getting it. Just because of that cost, hey, why not?
I want to play the single player game.
Battlefront 2. Let's see. Star Wars Battlefront 2, $24 on Xbox One.
Ooh, that's very tempting.
Now to tie this back in with the loot crate stuff and everything else. So at Walmart the other day, yes, I know. Don't ask why. But stop by the game section because why not? I walk in and I'm looking at the games. They have Forza 6 on the shelf, Forza 7 on the shelf, Horizon 2 and Horizon 3. Horizon 2 and Horizon 3 are both at $49.99 or $59.99, something like that. Forza 6 is at $29.99. Forza 7 was already marked down to like $39. And the game launched 6 months ago. Another game with the loot crates that got slammed for it, and they're trying to ditch inventory of it. It's I think the customers have spoken.
I think so too. And
So.
in fact, I think it was Sea of Thieves said that there's not going to be any loot crates. All DLC will be cosmetic.
Right. It's all cosmetic, so there's no effect on gameplay, as well as you'll know what you're getting. There's no random bullshit. There's no gambling with it.
Right.
Which I'm fine with.
With that, I would like to thank Battlefront 2 for making that all possible.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, that is it's made an impression, and other developers have been doing it. Frontier for Elite, which is all I've really been playing recently, has they sell ship skins and player skins and all that, but they're not required, obviously, and they're just cosmetic. So it's that I'm fine with, and they're making money with it. So developers, that's what you want to do.
I agree. I think that if people have the choice to buy skins, they'll want to buy skins to make their stuff look cool and personalize it. I don't want to have it randomly pick a skin that I didn't have control of. That's why I hate loot boxes to begin with.
Yeah, it's I get it when you're in game. There is something fun about spending in-game money on something like that. Yet would I like to be able to unlock everything naturally and pick what I want? Or, hey, just give me something random. It's not horrible. But when you throw real money into it for, oh, you might win, a new car, or you might get, shit. So.
Right.
So that's the sort of where we're at, and while it hasn't, we're still waiting for that to sort of all pan out. I think there's probably a lot of developers who pulled back on that really quick after Battlefront 2 pretty much shit the bed.
Well, see, and this loot crate thing has been a problem for like 2 or 3 years now, and it took Battlefront 2 for it to actually impact the industry.
Well, yeah, I mean, it happened with Mass Effect 3. It was the same thing. To unlock all the players and characters in Mass Effect 3 and in Andromeda, you had to earn credits in game, or you could buy them. But which Mass Effect 3 was a big game, but I think it was with the high profile that only a Star Wars could bring about is what really caused it to explode.
Right. And I'm very curious to see what's going to go on with what's going to happen with the EA license. I would love to see it get pulled, and I desperately want a game like Horizon Zero Dawn, but just in the Star Wars universe. I would pay money for that. I would pay $80 right now for that.
You know what I would pay money for? I'll throw this out there.
Okay.
I think all of us would agree. But remake X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Remake that. Remake TIE Fighter. Remake X-Wing. If you go on Steam, they still sell those games. Still. It's been 20 years since TIE Fighter. It's been more than that since TIE Fighter came out. When did that come out?
In their Rogue Squadron.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, I mean, there's such a massive amount that they could hit with, especially with releasing on consoles, because every console is now essentially a PC. From the Xbox to the PS4, it's all essentially the same hardware platform, so to speak. So it's not, you don't have the intricacies of the chip that was in the 360 or the PS3 or whatever. You're sitting on a gold mine. You love putting out remakes, obviously. Burnout Paradise. Hey, there you go.
But I don't think that they own
Yeah.
EA owns that license, but they can make
Well, they
something
bought
very much
LucasArts.
like it.
Didn't they buy LucasArts essentially?
Did
Who
LucasArts
who own,
make that?
who who would own that at this point? I guess. I mean, yes, it might be a royalties thing. Who knows?
I think Disney owns it. Disney bought all of Lucasfilm, LucasArts, all that, and probably closed LucasArts down.
So shouldn't be a problem.
Well, yeah, but
All
I
they
mean,
gotta do is farm it out to somebody.
right? But EA wants to do games their way, and that's biting them in the ass right now.
Yeah, well, they learned.
Yeah, we hope.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, hold,
Anyway,
hold on just a second. I gotta shut the door up here.
all right. And while he's talking about that, we'll talk about Black Mirror. Or I don't know. I don't know what we're going to talk about right now. But we can't have dead air because dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air.
Dead air my ass.
All right.
So,
So I mean, there's really not much going on with games right now. E3 is coming up. We'll see what's happening with that. I hope they have another Sunday conference. That'll be cool.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's Sea of Thieves coming out, so that's the big news.
And we all get to play it as long as we have Game Pass.
Yep. Which I have a lot stuffed up in my Microsoft account from Bing Rewards. So hey, I got like 8 months free of Game Pass essentially for going in and clicking links every day. Whoop-de fucking do. So that hey, great. Not that I've played any of the games on Game Pass yet, but I did download a few because I'm running out of space on my Xbox. Even with the 2 gig hard drive on there. I guess I need to clean some shit off.
I would think so.
Let's see. I did manage to finally get the flight stick for the Xbox, the Thrustmaster HOTAS stick, which is, for a game like Elite, it's amazing. It's literally game changing. The combat feels so much more fun now. It's just fun to fly. Problem is, it's corded. It doesn't have a headphone jack. There's lots of other little intricacies to it, and I haven't found another game that it works with. I was thinking I could play Rocket League with it. Yeah, no. Why it doesn't work as a normal controller, I don't know. It would be nice, though, if I could use it as a normal controller because, I mean, it's a controller. It still has all the same inputs, so why not? But, which I was hoping Ranger would be on so we could talk about that because he's got one too. So, but, okay, fine. He's got more important things to do, like family and shit.
More important things, family. That's always second tier,
I mean, what's more important, family or us?
Definitely us. I'm putting down with us right now.
Yeah, I mean, family's downstairs. They can go do whatever. I don't care.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about movies real quick. Have you bought your pre-bought your tickets to Solo yet?
I have not.
No, neither have I.
Although I got to admit, the trailer impressed me for what it was.
Yeah, it was funny because before I saw the trailer, I was like, "Yeah, this movie doesn't look good. There's no thing. It's probably gonna suck."
It didn't look good because we hadn't seen shit.
Exactly. And then I saw the trailer. I was like, I want that. I want that. I want that.
Yeah. I'm still not sold on it, but I mean, obviously, I'll go see it. I'm just
Star Wars. I'll go see it.
Seeing it come out so soon after Last Jedi, though. I'm worried about them doing a whole, like EA did with Guitar Hero, and just saturating the market with Star Wars. And let's not beat it into the ground. Every Star Wars film should be
an event.
An event, exactly. And I'll give Marvel this. They've done an amazing job, even though they have 2 films in the MCU a year. But there's enough going on 3? Have they gotten up to 3 now? I
I
guess
think they're
because
almost
you
at
had
4. When you think about it, they've had Black Panther, they have Infinity War, they have
right,
Ant-Man and the Wasp, and they have something else in like November.
right. I guess by last year, I guess yeah, it was at least 4 because you had last year you had going backwards you had Guardians, you had
Thor,
Spider-Man, Thor. So you had 3 last year. Doctor Strange was last year.
yeah.
So they so I don't know. I wonder if I hope Disney isn't necessarily trying to replicate the same formula
I don't
with
think
that.
so.
I think Marvel's big enough to do it. Star Wars, while yes, there's expanded universe, which of course is now non-canon, but there's 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 material there, but it's not as well established as the Marvel universe, I guess you could say.
Well, when you think about it, it started off slow with in Marvel. They started with Iron Man, and then they did a Captain America, and then they did
Well,
the.
didn't Iron Man 2 even come out before Captain America?
I don't remember, but they didn't do it. They
It
didn't
was
start.
it ramped up slow, yeah.
And I think what they're doing, I think they're killing off. They're slowly killing off the original trilogy heroes. You know,
Right,
so they can focus on Ray and the new characters, and then they're going to
right.
start getting new universes and new stories, and then they're going to start ramping it up really bad.
Maybe. I just Star Wars has always been, you go back and up until The Last Jedi and Rogue One, Star Wars was always the Skywalker story.
Right,
That was what it was, and there was this universe around it, but it was always focused on the influence of the chosen one, so to speak.
right. I'm going to put
Um,
you on mute real quick, or
okay,
myself on mute.
okay. You're gonna mute me, and so hi, Ollie. You didn't have to mute. I could say hi to everybody. They can see me. So, good night, y'all. Um, so anyway, I mean, they started to do that with Rogue One, but of course, spoiler alert, everybody died. Um,
Right,
so it's not like you can build off of Rogue One unless you do more prequels of the characters, but there's not really any need to do that. And then you've got, the background stuff with Rebels and all that, which hits TV, but isn't movie era stuff.
right.
So, I know there's rumors of an Obi-Wan film, there's rumors of a Boba Fett film. So maybe they're going to try to keep that stuff alive through those, but I think at some point I'm going to get tired of individual character films, especially since we already had the Obi-Wan story in the prequels.
Right. What I think is going to happen is we have the Rain Johnson has a trilogy, and the people who did Game of Thrones now have a trilogy.
That's true.
So it may get to the point where they're going to have two separate trilogies that kind of related to each other, and then kind of mix, and then after that 10 years, they're going to start ramping it up really big. But when you think about it, the Skywalker films will end with 9.
Right. I mean, well, obviously, I mean, the only Skywalker they haven't killed off of the original is Carrie Fisher, and she's killed herself off.
Well, actually, that's not true. They did kill off Carrie Fisher in the movie. Spoiler alert, sorry,
And then
but she
brought her
came
back.
back.
Well, she never really died.
Well, yeah, good point.
We all thought she was gonna die, but she didn't because she apparently learned enough of the Force to fly through space and not die in a vacuum. Um, you know, but whatever. Let's not talk physics of Star Wars, otherwise we're going down a deep and dark path that will not end well.
Forever it will dominate your destiny.
Star Wars, and I saw this. I saw it in a Reddit thread, of course, somewhere. said to get it out of your mind that Star Wars is science fiction. It's not science fiction, it's space fantasy.
Yes,
And
it
I
is.
can buy that. I can buy that. That excuses it. It's not about, okay, here's this stuff that's set with the physics we know. This is imagination. 100%. I can live with that. And okay, I'm not going to go on that. I'm not going down that path. We don't need to go there.
All right, let's go ahead and talk of something else. I want to talk about Black Mirror.
Okay, we haven't gone back and watched it yet, so I'm working on that. But she's hooked on the Santa Clarita Diet thing.
Right. I sent a message to y'all with the episodes I think y'all should watch. You want to talk about some mind fuckery? Do you remember that movie you lent me, Jacob's Ladder? I think it was.
Jacob's Ladder, yeah.
Take that and like multiply it towards science fiction, and it's perfectly what it should be. I mean,
Yeah.
it's excellent.
I liked. I've watched the first couple episodes of season 1 of Black Mirror. I liked the first episode. It's just very disturbing, but the way it hit on the whole sort of social media thing, and something that even the that it was an early version of what was the Orville episode that did that.
Upvotes, downvotes.
Right. Yeah. Which was very much a that hit really close to home. But even then, I mean, even with Black Mirror, they did it, a couple, sort of along those same lines in that. And I know there's another episode somewhere in there that does the same thing. It was just very disturbing, the whole idea of it. I'm gonna turn my wife off, and that's why she hasn't come back. The second episode was really, really cool. That was the guy that was like the extra. They had to do the bike riding.
15 million merits.
Yep, where they earned the credits and all that. That was a cool story. So I don't know. I need to go back and I want to see some more of it.
When you get a chance, go ahead and check out White Christmas, and
Okay.
that is excellent.
Okay. Yeah, we'll once we can push through the last half of this of Santa Clarita Diet, I'll probably try to push that one down. So we'll see. What else is going on? We'll go ahead and that's the problem. You can't talk about it because I'm gonna watch it. So
right.
Yeah.
It's what. There's another one that if you really want to do it, talk about social media. To watch Hated in the Nation. That's in the end of season 3, I think it is.
Okay.
And that is absolutely brilliant. It ended on such an awesome note. Everybody, I'm gonna have to, if y'all can hear it. I'm sorry, my son doesn't want to go to bed, so he's flipping out, and that's why he's crying. That's why I'm muted over here. So sorry, everybody.
That's all right. I mean, I can pick him up a little bit here, but kids, so
right.
We know how that goes. Let's see. What else is there? I bring nothing to the table tonight, so.
Neither do I. I'm kind of curious why we even had a show, but I felt like we needed something.
I was wondering why. But okay. I thought you had something grand in mind, and then I realized no, you don't. Let's see. What's news? No, we don't want to talk about kids shooting each other. We've got enough of that bullshit going on. I don't know. Am I missing anything? What's on the top of Reddit today? Eee. Oh yeah, so much fun. Mark Hamill's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, and I think that solves everything. It's a slow news day.
Yeah, yep. Oh, there's a neo-Nazi getting punched in the face. Hey, that's a great scene for everybody.
Billy Graham went to his new home.
Yeah. Yep. We'll just leave that one lying. What am I? There's got to be something else that we're missing.
There's about to be a major announcement that nobody knows about for Xbox, and Larry Erb, Major Nelson teased it. But
say what?
I
didn't see that.
He sent out a tweet saying, "I can't wait to tell you about this new announcement we have coming up."
Well, I'm guessing they're gonna bite that one till E3.
I'm not sure. It sounds like something that they don't like to do that. Tease something months in advance.
True.
But we'll see.
That should be interesting. If there is something there. I mean, true, they didn't drop the Game Pass one. They just dropped that one out of nowhere.
I know.
Which is pretty impressive.
And that's why it took me so long to figure out that what a big deal it was, because I was like, they dropped it like that. It just came it just out of nowhere, and you're just too awesome.
Oh, and if you're looking for a year of Xbox Live, it's currently only 21,000 points using Microsoft Rewards. So if you have them built up, there you go. I can't wait to tell you about the cool new features coming to Xbox One.
Yeah, see?
Okay. So that's not games, that's more
Xbox OS related.
Right. What so we'll see. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I got a question. Have you used your Movie Pass yet?
Yeah, we have. Next one will be either Paddington 2, if that's still out for the kid, or of course Black Panther. So I try to do both of those this weekend. Black Panther looks pretty freaking incredible. As a Marvel movie guy, which I am. I'll admit it. Probably more so than you, but the trailers for Black Panther have been incredible. I know there's been a lot of talk about it already, that it's great and all that, but I can't. I'm almost as excited for Black Panther as I am for Infinity War.
I cannot find a decent review about Black Panther without wondering if there's some kind of bias towards it. And that's pissing me off.
I don't know. I mean, I just from the trailers, it looks good. Although I do want to harp on one little thing, and it's not so much. I don't want to blame it on Black Panther, but it's in the trailer, and it's a scene that's become all too overdone, and it's the hero flipping over the car that's flipping. You know the scene I'm talking about, where the car flips and he's flipping backwards over and lands on the next car and all that. I get it. Okay. It seems like we've seen that in a lot of movies, or the car flip and all that sort of shit. Okay, all right, I got it. We get it. Guy's cool. I don't need that to prove it.
And see, this is my major gripe about the first Avengers movie, and the more I watch it, the better it gets. But the first couple times I watched it, I was like, oh wow, these people going around kicking butt of these monsters that are 10 times larger than them. Wow, I've never seen that before.
Well, you got to admit though, seeing the classic Marvel characters all together, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, kicking ass. It's kind of fun. That was Avengers 1 was a fun movie.
Right, but it didn't change the world. I mean, it didn't change my cinematic world. I mean, it was just like, okay, great. It was an okay movie. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest movie on earth that everybody else was seeing.
I'm not going to say it was the greatest, but it was so much fun to see all those characters together. That's what was so much fun about the dynamics between the between Captain America and Tony Stark, watching them bicker, Tony and Bruce Banner working together, Hulk and Thor fighting, and where they have the big fight in the middle, and then at the end of the movie, when they're fighting back together, and then Hulk just reaches out and punches Thor. That was fucking funny. Okay, and that I think that's what I like best about the Marvel movies, at least the early ones, and to some extent the others, but the early ones really captured great action, well shot action, and well designed action with humor. Then you go overboard with, like, say, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Little too much humor. Still a good flick, but sort of they played up the baby Groot part a little bit too much.
Right, and look, I want to go back to the first Avengers movie. The first couple times I saw it, I didn't have I'd seen Iron Man, but I hadn't seen the other Thor movies. I hadn't seen the Incredible Hulk. I really didn't get the intercross, I guess, of them. But over the past couple of years, I've started watching those older movies and said, "Oh, wait, so okay, now I get this joke."
And you get the little intricacies of it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it gets the first Avengers is getting better and better for me. But still, it's still not a groundbreaking movie.
Right. And going back, I wouldn't. It's not groundbreaking in the sense of something new and exciting in cinema. It's the seeing all these characters on the screen at the same time, working together. I think was the fun part of it, watching them all interact. And
Right.
you take it, and it's like a Tarantino film. Just go with me on this for a second. You don't watch a Tarantino film so much for the plot. You watch a Tarantino film for the dialogue and the characters and what he does with them. And when you look at the Avengers movie like that, hey, we've got all these great individual characters. What happens when we put them in a big pile together? That's where it gets great. And that's what Tarantino does as a master of his as what he does with his movies. It's not about the plot of Pulp Fiction isn't that great, but it's about what he does with the characters and the dialogue and the interactions. That's what makes the movie. It's not like Star Wars where it's plot and the characters are sort of, they're there, but they're reacting to the plot. The movie's about the characters. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah,
And Avengers really works on that.
Right. And it's gotten to the point now where I look. I'm not a big Marvel guy. The Spider-Man: Homecoming wasn't, and Doctor Strange were okay movies. I love the first Guardians of the Galaxy. The second one was good, but it wasn't great. And Thor Ragnarok, great movie. I like the. I don't like. I love it when they don't take themselves as seriously.
Right, and that's the balance that it's so hard to strike, which I think they've gotten right in a lot of the flicks.
Right.
Is balancing the humor with the serious side of it. And Doctor Strange was decent. I liked it. I understand why Doctor Strange and the film exist, because of the possibilities of the time streams and alternate realities it brings in that hadn't really been established in the Marvel universe as is, and especially now with the proposed purchase of Fox Studios by Disney to bring all those characters like the X-Men back in. now Doctor Strange becomes all that much more important, and there's
Right.
multi-universes and all that. At least in my head theories. Spider-Man: Homecoming, I liked. I like who's the kid? I don't know his name. I think he's a great Spider-Man.
Yes.
I like Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker. I thought he did a great job. I have not seen the other two with what's his name.
Andrew Garfield.
I haven't seen either of those, but I really like Spider-Man: Homecoming wasn't a character origin film. Everybody knows Spider-Man by this point. So to bring him into the Marvel universe and create, show that there's still little things happening. It's not all about saving the world. It's just, hey, here's this kid. He's got these talents. He's got, spider power and all that sort of shit. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was great, and it was a great way to bring him in without the same old, oh, hey, this is Peter Parker. He's smart, and he got bitten by a radioactive spider. So it was fun, and I can't argue with Marissa Tomei. I'm sorry. I cannot argue with that. Best Aunt May ever. Can we all agree with that?
I will give you that. Definitely best Aunt May ever. But bring this back to Black Panther. That's why I'm looking at Black Panther. I'm like, okay, it seems more of a serious movie rather than one of the funny movies that I like.
Right.
Which, who knows? I'll definitely go see it in the theaters. It's just a matter of time. I kind of want all this hoopla to die down before I go see it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not bad having a serious movie. I mean, look at Winter Soldier and Civil War. They were both very serious movies, but they still had their moments of levity.
Yes, so. And I'm sure that Black Panther has that too. It's just I don't know.
I don't know. I've loved the trailers for it. I think it looks like a kick-ass flick, and followed up soon to be by Infinity War, where it all sort of ties together. That's going to be just cool.
And they say after Avengers 4, they're going to reboot it, or not? No, to the end of that timeline or something.
Maybe. I mean, it was originally called. It was originally Infinity War Part 1 and 2.
Right.
When they first announced the flicks, is what it was going to be, and then they dropped that and they said Untitled Avengers movie. So we'll see what happens. I have a feeling that it's not necessarily going to end the way we think it does. I don't think it's going to. It may not be a direct, cliffhanger ending, but I have a feeling that the two are going to tie together.
Most definitely, but they've already told us that it's going to end. The current timeline is going to end after Avengers 4. So and that's why they're starting. All I'm saying for Avengers: Infinity War, I hope either Iron Man or Captain America die. We need to start having deaths. There are too many characters now.
Yeah, and I think they're probably tired of paying Robert Downey Jr.'s salary for Iron Man. So to see somebody else take over, I don't think you necessarily need to kill Iron Man, but maybe Tony Stark.
Yes. Okay. Either way, I mean,
or kill Steve Rogers and have Bucky Barnes become Captain America like he did in the comics.
I can see that.
Or at least put him on ice for a while. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, there's multiple ways you can do it, and let's face it, the comic characters have been around for 50 years. They've all died many times. So, and it does leave you to wonder where it's going to come in with Fox, with their purchase, with the Fantastic Four coming in, or mutants. Where all of a sudden at the end of Infinity, Avengers 4, all of a sudden Wolverine shows up.
That would be awesome.
That would be pretty bitchin'.
Yes, it would.
I mean, obviously, and did we ever talk about Logan on this?
I don't know if we did or not.
Did you ever? You've seen Logan?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that was a fucking amazing film.
We watched
That
it together,
was
didn't we?
no. I watched it on the plane back from San Diego.
Yeah, but didn't we? I thought we watched it here with Ranger. No, Ranger and I watched it while we were waiting for you.
Oh, okay, okay. That is, to go back in time. It that is just a stunningly good film. I I
Yes, it was.
was I was sitting there on the plane and I was like just between the end scene, the whole end scene, it was like just ready to either tear up the plane or just break down in tears. It was that great.
Yes, it
I
was.
well, I need to watch that movie again. I need to just pick it up and watch it again. It was Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart's performances were fantastic, and it really transcended the idea of a comic book movie from from the rest of the Marvel universe. Obviously, they're not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the larger it really said, "Hey, we can make a film about science fiction characters and it still be really fucking heavy." And I loved every minute of that film.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was going to say Logan was. It's a shame that Logan was what's his name's Hugh Jackman's last run as Wolverine, because now that Disney has Fox,
Right.
and they're gonna have
Yeah.
to reboot it. Who are they gonna get to play Wolverine?
Yeah. I'm sure they'll find somebody appropriate for it, but it's gonna be hard to match up to. Even in the shit movies, he was still good.
Fantastic, yes.
Even as bad as some of the X-Men and Wolverine and all those other movies got, Hugh Jackman was fantastic in them. He owned the role of Wolverine. He was born to play that role.
You
So
know what would be a cool way to do this is if somehow after Avengers 4, something like the fight with who their villain in 4 breaks the timeline, and all of a sudden the new cast of the X-Men come through some kind of portal and start like, whoa, who are you guys? They kind of
right.
mean like, this guy's about to kill us. Let's get him. And they're like, okay, great.
That's why I'm thinking you'll see that at the end in the maybe not at the end of Avengers 4, because I'm sure the storyline was already written. I know it was. Um, but the after credit scene
Yes.
is where that will I'm imagining that will come in, and I'm thinking something like you, and that's why I said earlier, I said Doctor Strange is so important because that tapped into the mystical side that we haven't seen of the Marvel universe, of the multi-dimensional characters and all this sort of stuff. We got a little bit of it in Guardians 2 with Ego and the old Guardian, the old Guardians and the Infinity Stones and all that. But even then, that's still self-contained into one universe.
Right.
And Doctor Strange reaches out beyond that. So that's where I kind of see that coming in, which should be good. And on the other hand, the other movie I watched while to going out to San Diego was Kong Skull Island.
Great movie, wasn't
So
it?
much fun. Totally opposite emotional reaction than Thor, but still enjoyed it just as much. Oh, it was just a great fucking flick. I mean, it was so much fun to just watch a good King Kong movie as compared to the Peter Jackson, which, while beautiful, was kind of okay. It's King Kong. I saw the 1933 version. It's the same thing. Um,
Right.
so Skull Island, again, if you haven't seen it, a fun movie.
I have. We've seen it. It's great.
That, and I can't wait to see how they tie in that with Godzilla and everything else as well.
Yeah. Well,
You saw the Godzilla, right? The 2015 Godzilla.
is that the one with Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, where you think
Yes.
he's the main character.
Only turns out he's not.
Yeah, he dies like a third of the way through the movie. Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen
exactly.
it. But by this point, you should have seen Godzilla. And it was a good flick. I thought it sort of derailed towards the end, just in general, but it was fun watching. It was fun watching, but Kong was definitely there. We should just call this the old movie review show.
Well, I think it's about time we head on our separate ways right now. So
Yeah. So all right. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Oh, yep. Oh yeah. By the way, if anybody gives a rat's ass, which I know they don't, apparently Hasbro and Paramount or whoever want to reboot the Transformers movies. Aren't we all excited about that?
as long as I keep Michael Bay away, we're good to go.
Yeah. 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 Yep. The first one was fun, and then it just gutterballed after that.
Yeah.
Oh, Pacific Rim Uprising. Last thing.
Not going to see it.
No. Come on. Come on. As bad as the first one was, it was still so much fun.
Right, but all new cast.
All new cast.
All young adult cast, I might add.
You still have giant robots fighting giant monsters. Who gives a fuck about anything else?
Yeah, but see, this is my one problem with it is that in the first movie, those big robots had weight to them. In this new one, they're jumping around, they're doing twirls in the air, they're doing all this stuff. It looks way more fantastical than the first one.
Yeah, and Last Jedi had bombs dropping in space. Okay,
but this one,
I will give it a pass. I will give it a pass.
On Earth, though.
Okay. Well, it's still robot versus monster fantasy. Okay. I'm not going to complain about it.
And tell me how it is.
I can tell you how it's going to be. Plot-wise, it'll be a train wreck. I'm not expecting much from the acting, but I'm expecting to watch monsters and robots fight. That's what I'm going for. That's all I'm expecting. It's gonna kick ass. It's like going into Battleship. It's going into Battleship expecting a good movie. You're not going to get it. You go into Battleship expecting a shit show and a fuck ton of laughs at the action, and you're going to enjoy the hell of it, which is why I like Battleship. I hate to admit that I like that movie.
Why? But it's a funny movie.
It is so much fun. Exactly. And that's where that mindset of Battleship is where I'm going with Pacific Rim Uprising. That's exactly where I'm going. And the only way I can be disappointed is if it's actually a good movie.
All right, like I said, you see it, and
I will go see it. I will see it, and I will let you know. I will drag your ass to it. I will go down, knock you over the head with a flashlight, and bring you to it, and make you see it.
All right. How about this? Instead of me going with Ellie, with my wife, me and you go to see it.
Fine. I'm down.
Done.
We're done. Sold.
All right.
And besides, we have Movie Pass. Who gives a fuck? We're not paying for it.
I'm hoping Movie Pass lasts long enough to at least get past May.
Yeah, well, we need to make it through Infinity War and that.
Solo.
So, yeah. Yep.
Which is at the end of May.
Good enough. We can do that. It should last.
Yes.
So, by the way, if anybody else doesn't have it, Movie Pass. One movie and you're done. One movie a month, and it's already paid for.
Yes.
So if you're not subscribed to it, you're an idiot.
Why?
You're an idiot. Or you live in the middle of nowhere and there's no theaters. If you live in the middle of nowhere and the closest theater is 2 hours away, I will forgive you. But you're not listening to me if you're doing this because you don't have internet because you live in the middle of fucking nowhere. Got it? Move out of the sticks, boys.
Okay, Phil. What's that guy's name? Don Matrick.
No, move out of the sticks, boys. Pulp Fiction, The Wolf. I foresee
What?
I foresee a cab ride in your future.
Oh, okay.
The Wolf at the end of yeah.
Yeah,
I foresee a cab ride in your future. Here's a hint: move out of the sticks, boys.
I have. It's been so long since I've seen the movie. I didn't get the reference.
I have parts of that is only second to Spaceballs in my quotable knowledge.
Okay.
So I'll pull Spaceballs or Pulp Fiction references will come out of my ass at any time.
And that's not exciting to me. So I think we're going to head on out now.
Yep.
All right. Catch you guys later.